What's going on, MCU fans? Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Viking, of course, and today's my review and quick thoughts for Hawkeye Episode 4. I know many people aren't enjoying this show. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. I'm actually enjoying it. I like Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. I like Echo. Vera Farmiga, she's a great actress. I love her in anything whatsoever. Tony Dalton, who's playing the character of Jack. These are the highlights for me. Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop is good. I'm not a big fan yet, but there's still time to explore the character. And last week we kind of had Jack holding the sword to Hawkeye's throat. I thought there would be a big action sequence, but then I was thinking they'll probably just brush it off for comedic relief, which they do. I think Vera Farmiga's character is like, oh my god, Hawkeye is in my living room, why is he here? And then there was kind of an awkward exchange at this dinner table with, Tony Dalton's character Jack, Vera Farmiga, her daughter Kate, and then Hawkeye, like, is this your partner? In terms of, like, they're working on a case, and Hawkeye's like, she's not my partner. And it's kind of a little bit awkward, but then you had Vera Farmiga talking to Hawkeye privately saying, I don't want my daughter involved in whatever you're doing. Can you just leave this case alone? And Hawkeye's like, I can assure you that your daughter will be safe, but I can't drop this case because he's an Avenger. And I think Vera Farmiga is the big baddie of this series, and then Hawkeye is texting his wife Laura to find out some information. And there's something going on with Laura, especially with the watch, her speaking, is it Russian later in the episode as well, or something like that. So there's definitely more going on there with that character. But I loved how Kate kind of went to Jeremy Renner's place or wherever he's staying, and they kind of watch Christmas movies together and they try to crack the case because he's alone. He wants to go and spend time with his family, but he can't leave Kate behind because she's vulnerable and she'll get hurt if he leaves. So they come up with this plan to go to this house to get this watch that Jeremy Renner really wants to get. We didn't really get any backstory about the watch. It just belongs to somebody that used to work with Clint. Now you would think Iron Man or maybe Captain America, but I actually think it's going to be his wife Laura or some connection there, because in this house as well there was information about Clint's family. But then this kind of sensor goes off where these lights are flashing and they don't know what it is. Kate Bishop is exploring the house while Hawkeye is in the next building just watching across. And they find the watch. She takes the watch, of course, but also she finds out that this is actually Echo's house. And Echo, of course, is kind of like a daredevil character who would get her own Disney Plus series. I think it's next year, which I'm looking forward to, but it's her house. She shows up. There's a fight sequence then between Kate and Echo, but then Hawkeye can't come over and help because he's being attacked by a masked person as well. So I thought the action, like, not much happened in this episode, but the action was pretty enjoyable and I liked it. I loved how Kate Bishop got her ass kicked because she's not an experienced fighter. Yeah, she's pretty good with a bow and arrow. She's pretty good, gymnastics and stuff like that. But she can't go up against somebody like Echo who's trying to kill her. And Echo is trying to kill Kate and Hawkeye because she thinks that they may be Ronan. And Ronan was the one who killed her dad. But I don't think that was Hawkeye that was in that mask at that time. We'll have to find out and see what happened. But yeah, this is pretty cool, this mask here. Of course, we found out that it's actually Black Widow's sister, Yelena, who we got to see in the Black Widow movie, who was pretty good in that movie. But if you remember, at the end of that movie, she was given kind of a mission to go and kill Hawkeye because she was told Hawkeye is responsible for her sister's death, which isn't true whatsoever. But I love the parallel where Yelena kind of kicks Kate off the side of the building. She's about to fall, and it was a great parallel to Avengers Endgame where Black Widow sacrificed herself for humanity, and then Clint kind of has this PTSD going on where he kind of, probably internally, we didn't get to see it in the series, but he sees Black Widow falling and she was like, let me go. And then the parallel, which is different, was it was Kate who was like, pull me up. And this is where Hawkeye kind of gets fed up at Kate and says, look, just go away. Get away from the situation. You should not be here whatsoever, because he doesn't want somebody close to him to die just like Black Widow did. And Yelena is on a vengeance right now to avenge the death of her sister, but I think she'll learn more information that, Black Widow actually sacrificed herself, and then she'll probably team up with Hawkeye and with Kate Bishop to fight Echo and maybe Kingpin and Vera Farmiga's, villainous group, the Tracksuit Mafia. If they're working for her, I don't know. But Kate gets knocked down. She's on the edge of the building. Hawkeye lets her down. She goes back up the steps even though Hawkeye told her to go away. She shoots this really cool trick arrow, which kind of is a beaming light, but it kind of affects Echo with her hearing, and also Yelena can't hear. And I thought the whole action sequence was pretty cool. Yelena used this kind of device on Echo as well to kind of paralyze her for a little bit as well. So the whole action sequence was pretty enjoyable. It was the highlight of the episode. Outside of that, not much happened whatsoever, but the highlight was the action. If there's really good action in a show or a movie, you're probably going to come out of it having had a good time. And I had a good time with this episode, even though it didn't really push the story forward that much, or we didn't really get Kingpin. But personally for me, the highlights of each episode so far is the show exploring Hawkeye's kind of psychological battle with himself, the PTSD, dealing with his outings as an Avenger. And we got to find out in this episode, which was pretty cool, that, Kate Bishop is like, what's the best arrow you ever kind of shot? Killing somebody or taking somebody down. And he's like, the best one I ever shot was the one I didn't shoot at all. Because we find out he was sent to actually kill Black Widow, to kill, Natasha, which is pretty weird and pretty interesting to find out. And maybe that's what happened in Budapest. I don't know. But he was sent to kill her, and he couldn't do it. And then she became his family, his best friend. And then, of course, they teamed up. So I thought that was very interesting, how he was sent to kill Black Widow, but he couldn't do it for some reason, which I would love to see in a flashback or maybe a film someday, because we never really got that. That should have been a scene maybe in the Black Widow movie, but that was very interesting to me. But I like the kind of dark moments with Hawkeye, because it's something you don't really see too much in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I like Iron Man 3 because they explore the PTSD side of Iron Man, dealing with what happened in the first Avengers. Stuff like that really intrigues me in superhero movies. I know many people just want to enjoy the shows or the movies, the action, stuff like that, but I like the deeper side to it. I really do. But overall, the episode had awesome action. Great to see Yelena in the show now. Florence Pugh is great in the role. She was very good in Black Widow. I'm not like amazed by her character or anything, but there's more time to explore her now with the movies and shows coming up. So I think she's fantastic. Echo is pretty cool as well. She gets her own Disney Plus series, but there's kind of that Kingpin kind of rumor going around right now that Vincent D'Onofrio will reprise the role in next week's episode. That would be awesome to see. And then Charlie Cox is confirmed as Daredevil too. And it's pretty awesome how this is coming out, because next week we'll have episode 5 of Hawkeye. Kingpin is rumored to appear in that. And then I think the next day, well here anyway, Spider-Man No Way Home is out, officially out. Can't wait to see that. And there's been rumors that Charlie Cox as Daredevil, Matt Murdock, will be in that movie one day after the other. That's going to be awesome to see, if true, of course, if true. But yeah, this episode was good. Wasn't like, oh my god, amazing or anything, but the action sequence for me, between Kate, Echo, and then between Echo and Yelena, and then Elena, Hawkeye, that whole sequence there, the kind of three of them going up against each other on different sides, was awesome to see, pretty cool, and I can't wait to see how it's explored in next week's episode. And Yelena's going to have to find out that, Hawkeye didn't kill her. He wasn't responsible for Black Widow's death, but she will, and she'll team up with them as well. So someday she'll be an Avenger, and she'll find out the truth, and she'll be a good kind of guy as well. Well, she is a good guy. We got to see her in Black Widow. She was amazing. But guys, what was your thoughts on Hawkeye episode 3? Let me know below. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.